So the pizza's gone. You've poured yourself a cup of coffee or tea. Now it's time to sit down and play a little card games maybe. Instead of hearts or spades or bridge, stick around. I'll show you a few games that you might want to consider playing instead. Hi, I'm Dave. Today I'm going to show you 4 alternative card games that you might want to think about playing. They're all play less than 30 minutes. They're inexpensive, all less than $20. So watch along and maybe you'll learn a new game. So the first game I'm going to show you is called No Thanks, made by Amigo Games. Plays 3 to 7 players, ages 8 to adult. The manufacturer says that it plays in about 20 minutes. That's pretty close. Why don't I show you how to play? So in the box, we've got a pile of chips, and we've got a deck of 33 cards from numbers 3 to 35, one of each. You can see they're all different colors. So to play the game, first thing you do is you take out 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And you set them aside, because each round you're not going to use those 9. The idea of this game is to end up with the lowest score at the end. You score by adding up the face value of the cards. So you're going to be picking up cards. If you have 2 in a row, then you only score the lowest card. So let me show you how to play. After figuring out who goes first, you turn over the first card. Now, I can either pick that up, put it in front of me, or I can pass by putting a chip on it. Say, no thanks, I don't want that card. So the next player comes along and says, oh, no thanks, I don't want that either. Third player wants it, and they take it with all the chips. So as you might have figured, you don't have enough chips to pass every time. You're going to have to take some cards. And the question is, which ones do you want to take and which ones don't you? Now remember, 16 and 17, so this guy's going to take that right away because that's a freebie. Just saved a point. By the way, chips are worth -1 point at the end of the game. So you just keep going this way. Oh, no thanks on that one. That's 33 points. But when it goes around a few times and it's got a lot of chips on it, it might be worth taking. Yeah, I think I'll take that. There's bluffing. There's risk-taking. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Oh, even better. I could just keep going like this all day. Oh, who mixed these cards? Oh, I've had enough. No thanks. And you just keep going around and around till this pile is gone. Then you add up your score. So in this case, it would be 7 and 30 minus all the chips I have. Low score wins. Quick, simple, and yet there's some trickiness to how you play. Give it a shot. That's no thanks. Second game I have for you is a little different. It's a little game called Sabateur. Sabateur is made by Amigo Games again, 3 to 10 players, ages 8 and adult, and he plays a little bit longer, about 30 minutes, which is probably about right. So in Sabateur, we are a band of dwarves who are digging in a mine to find the gold. But there's a twist. One or more of us, depending on how many people are playing, is a saboteur. And while all of the dwarves are working together to find the gold, the saboteur is working against you. So at the beginning of the game, you hand out a number of cards that you keep secret so that you know whether you're the saboteur or the dwarf. Don't tell anybody. Hide that card away. So to set it up, there are 3 destination cards, one of which is gold, the other 2 is just plain stone. You place it 7 cards away from the beginning entry point. So you have these action cards, and you deal out a certain number depending on how many people are playing. And there are pathway cards. There are, you can throw a card on somebody which breaks their lamp, and they can't throw a digging card until they come up with a fixed lamp. There are dead-end cards. There are map cards, which let you look at one of these 3 secretly. Don't tell anybody what you found. And then there are cave-in cards, which let you remove 1 card. So the trick is, if you're the saboteur, you want to be placing cards that kind of don't help, but not so obvious that they figure out who you are, because then they're going to start breaking your lamp or breaking your pick or breaking your cart. They come after you, and it's everybody against you. So once you've been dealt your cards, you play a card, and it always has to match up and be in this orientation, and then you pick up a card. If you want to, you can also discard a card face down and pick up a card. And you do it face down because that's a good idea for the saboteur to get rid of good cards secretly. So the saboteur might do this, and then, oh, I can't believe I did that. I put that down the wrong way. Oh, well. Did I make a mistake, or am I the saboteur? We don't really know. Or maybe we put it down here because we want to get over to this row. You notice they're 1 row apart. So you keep playing until this deck of cards is gone. When the supply cards are gone, the game is over. And if you found the gold by then, you win. But if the saboteur or saboteurs have kept you from getting to the gold, sorry, you'll lose. And then you give out gold cards based on how many people were involved. And that's pretty much how to play saboteur. Can get a little nasty. Can get a little, this is what they call a social deduction game. You have to try to figure out, who is the saboteur? Is he playing cards, or is she playing cards that, I don't know. Or you can just say, hey, I'm going to come right out and be the saboteur, and I'm going to throw everything I got at you. Give it your best. It's up to you. The game consists of 3 rounds. The one with the most gold at the end wins. Fun little game. Great one with kids. Saboteur. Give it a try. So the next game I have is a little game called Timeline. And you can buy this a number of different versions. This one happens to be Timeline Americana. I think I've also got Inventions and Discoveries. You can get sports. You get all kinds of things. It's made by Asmodee Games, plays 2 to 8 players, although I think you could probably stretch that a little bit. Ages 8 to adult, and it's a pretty quick game, maybe 15 minutes. So basically what you've got here is you've got a bunch of cards, and they have events on them. And on the back of the card is the date that the event happened. So here we've got the launch of Explorer 1, Bob Dylan releases his first album, and your goal is to put them in order, in chronological order. So to play the game, we deal out 5 cards to each person. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll pretend there's a person over here. And then you start with, and you keep them in front of you without the date showing. 69 is our starting date. So now I look at my cards and I say, okay, first Target, Walmart open, Star Wars opening. Oh, you know what? I can pretty much bet that Star Wars came after that. So I'm going to put it over here, and you turn it over. They're in order. I'm good. Next person comes along and says, Cold War begins. I'll bet that was before 1969. Sure enough, 1947. We're doing great. What are my cards? First, opening of the Pentagon. Was that before 1947 or after? I'm going to say it was after 47. Oh, I was wrong, 1943. So I discard it and I have to pick up another card. The one who wins is the one who gets rid of all their cards first. And as you go along, this list gets pretty long and it gets pretty tough to figure out where things go. If the two dates are the same, they can be next to each other, that's fine. They can be in any order. And that's it. That's how you play the game. It's a great way to, it's actually even got a little educational component for the kids here. It's great to kind of see what happened when, and you'd be surprised when some things happen. I tend to generally think things happened earlier than they actually did, but that's just my take on it. So that's a little game called Timeline. And like I say, you can buy all kinds of different sets to mix together. You'll notice these have different colors on them. Those came from different sets. Mix them together, play them. You can get sports, whatever you're interested in. Timeline, give it a try. So the last game I've got here is a little game called Illusion, and it's a lot like Timeline. You'll see how it works. Except in this case, instead of looking at historical events, we're looking at optical illusions. So this is made by Pandasaurus Games, plays 2 to 5 players. Again, you could probably stretch that a little bit, ages 8 and adult, and it's not a very long game. So basically in this game, we're going to set our color. In this case, we're looking at blue. And we start the first one here. Now the next person whose turn it is has to take this card here and decide, does this have more blue in it or less blue in it? I'm going to say less. Next person comes along and says, and gets to decide actually, well, either they believe that to be right or they don't quite think so, in which case they challenge it. But I'm going to come along because this is pretty obvious and say, yeah, that's definitely less blue. Next one comes along and says, you know what? I don't think so. I question these two. So at that point, we turn them over. 1% blue, 17% blue, 16% blue. You know what? They were right. Not in the right order. So the person who challenged it gets the arrow card. Start again. You keep playing until one person has collected 3 of the arrow cards. If the challenger was wrong, the person who put down the last card gets the arrow card. And that's pretty much all there is to it. You know, maybe I can find somebody to play. Mark,
Yo.
you want to come over and give this a try?
Hey, sure, I just happen to be in a wheelie chair right off camera.
All right, well, let's give this a shot. So, any questions about how to play?
No, that was great.
So we're playing green, and this is the starter card. So why don't you go first?
Okay.
So you think that one has more or less green?
I think it has less green.
Okay. I'm not gonna challenge it. I think this one's got less green also, even more less green.
Okay.
Are you gonna challenge that, or are you gonna put down another card?
So you're saying that we're always comparing it to this one?
No,
or
they have to be in the right order.
Oh, so you're less green than this
Yep,
green.
this is less green than that.
No, I agree with that too.
Yep. Now this is tricky because that's a really different kind of a shape. So you got quite a few of the green
I
things
think
here.
that has more green.
So put it in where you believe it.
Okay.
Put it in the line. You can put
I
it in
see.
between if you want. Put it where you think it belongs.
I think it's more green than that, and I think that it's probably more green than that. I think it goes right there.
You know, I could live with that. I could live with that. Okay, now I got this one here. Oh my goodness. How do you compare this? I mean, look, it's circles and. I'm going to say this goes here. I'm going to guess that goes there. What do you think? You going to challenge it, or are you going to?
I'm going to challenge that.
Well, all right. Let's turn them over.
Okay.
See what we got.
So this for green has 11.
11%. Okay.
14 so far so good.
So good.
18.
All right. We're doing good.
This is the one. 30.
30. Well, then what's this one though?
37.
Oh,
so you win.
So
you win the arrow.
I get the arrow. Let's try again.
Wow.
You know, what amazes me about this game is that we can actually tell the difference between 16 and 17%.
Right. So now we flip this
Flip that over to see what color we're doing. Red. All right. I won, so I go first.
All right.
I'm going to say that has more red in it. It's a tough call, but
Yeah, I'm
it's
thinking-
tricky because your eyes want to make them complete objects,
They
even though
do.
they're covered by stuff. Oh, hands.
I'm gonna put that there.
I can live with that.
Okay,
All right, let's try this one.
that's a lot of red.
It is a lot. I'm going to put it at the end. I'm going to say it's got the most so far.
Okay, I'm gonna live with that too. This one here
Oh,
doesn't
doesn't
have
have
a
much,
lot
yeah.
now, but does that have more than, I think it has more than that though. I mean, wait a minute. No. No, I think it's down here.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Now, what about this one, though? That's got one big circle.
It does.
I'm going to put this like here. That's what I think. I'm going to put that there. Now, I'm just telling you, I've only played this twice before this, so I haven't memorized all these cards.
Okay.
And you can see there's a lot of them here.
Oh, well, look at this one.
Oh,
Now,
my
this
goodness.
is tricky. This is tricky. All right, there's a lot of red there. But
There is.
if you add it all up, is it more than that? I am going to guess, because these little hearts on the outside put it over the edge.
You know, I'm not going to challenge.
Oh,
I'm not going to challenge
okay.
that because this one's an easy one. See, because it's pretty well, or is it an easy one? I'm going to say that goes there.
All right, for the interest of time, I will challenge.
Okay, let's see what we've got here. We're looking at red. 6%, 10%, 10%. That's still good. 9%. You were right. 17, 22, 27, 26.
Ooh.
Oh, so you get the red arrow.
So regardless of whether I had put them in the wrong spot to begin
Doesn't
with,
matter. Yeah.
whoever challenges last gets the...
Yep.
That's good. So
And that's how you play?
there could be a strategy where you put down a fake one if you think the other guy's not going to...
Hoping that they won't challenge it, and then you can challenge
Right.
it.
That is not a good strategy.
It's kind of a bluff.
Yeah. Very
So
good.
That's how you play Illusion.
I will wheel back
Fun
up.
game. Give it a try. So these are just 4 of the games that we enjoy when we get together to play games. If you're feeling a little adventurous, give one of these a try. This is Dave signing out. So the pizza's done.
You all done?
No,
Oh, sorry.
I'm recording.
Okay. Are you rolling in there?
No, I'm thinking. We won't do that in real time.
Okay.
All right.
All right, I am recording here. Are you recording on the other camera?
Yes.
Okay, whenever you're ready.
Okay.